see, just being your friend, your gravitation towards early Christianity and Yeshua and Mary Magdalene, and you mentioned Gnostic Gospels. What do you think that is? That's sort of calling of that point in history and those teachings.
So I grew up, my dad's Jewish. My mom is a recovering Catholic. She would call herself. She was very traumatized by religion. She hates organized religion. And I grew up in Montana. There was a small Jewish community. It's important to my dad that there be some continuity, because it's really kind of a race. It's a culture, which I've come to appreciate more now. But I didn't grow up bathed in religion. I just sort of thought like, oh, this is this belief system that people have, et cetera. And it's interesting. And then it's only really in my later life that I've come to sort of read or understand other schools of thought and been like, wow, everyone's sort of saying the same thing. Like, this is interesting. And then it was my friend Megan Watterson's book that I got the first bound. It's called Mary Magdalene Revealed. And it came to my desk and I was like, oh, what is this shit? Like, not interested in this. And for some reason I couldn't put it on the giveaway pile, but I immediately was like, I have that same snobbishness that I think a lot of people have about people who believe, or Christians, or, any of this stuff. Like, how can you believe these ridiculous stories? Of course, I didn't really know any of the stories. So it was like an intellectual snobbery about it. And so I picked up the book and I read it and I was like, spoke to me. It really spoke to me. And Megan is a Harvard Divinity School, ex-Divinity School scholar, and very special person. And she is really, really interested in Mary Magdalene, who I had, of course, absorbed as sort of the penitent prostitute and the woman in the paintings. But she told me, Megan told me a totally different story about the real role of Mary Magdalene, how her gospel was cast out when they were creating the Bible, and this is in like 300, and when they did the
Council of Nicaea,
325 AD, decided what would be canonized and what would not, what was part of Christianity. And Christianity was a fledgling religion, persecuted, and there was no orthodoxy and heretical literature. It was just these books floating around that were written often hundreds of years after Christ lived and died. And so they're just stories, but they're stories of a people and an evolution of Jewish law in many ways. And so then these men, these Roman authority figures, decided what would be in the New Testament, made the New Testament, made it the official religion, and started persecuting people who had heretical beliefs, including, and Mary Magdalene became a whore in 590 with Pope Gregory the Great. He conflated her with a sinner in the Bible, not the same woman. This woman was actually never identified as a prostitute. She was just a sinner. She was the one who anointed Christ's feet with her hair. So he conflated Mary as the prostitute. And then he said that she had been carrying the 7 deadly sins because she was referred to as the woman from whom Christ cast out 7 demons.